everyone, Karis here, and today we are going to be flipping through the Goddess Oracle deck and book set by Amy Sophia Marashinsky, illustrated by Harana Yanto, or Janto. And this retails for $31.95 US. It is published by US Game Systems, and it has kind of like a sort of a flip top opening. And here's the guidebook, which there's art throughout, but it is not in color, but it's a very thick, gives a lot of information. So we will get to that in just a bit. And here is the Oracle set. So we'll just move the box right out of the way. And this is the back of the card. And it looks like it is in black and white. They are fairly large cards. To give an example, this is the size of Modern Love, which is, I think, a pretty good sized tarot deck, a pretty large sized tarot deck. And it is bigger than that still. So I feel like they would be probably a little more difficult for anyone with smaller hands to shuffle, maybe a little awkward, but we will see that later. And then let's get to the flip through. Okay, and that was the flip through. I really love the artwork. I love the keywords. I really love this deck. I think it's fantastic. I will say the cardstock is incredibly thin. This could not stand up to a lot of shuffling. I mean, it's very, very thin. I'd be a little worried about bending it. Honestly, even doing a riffle shuffle, I'm a little concerned that it's going to be bent and not go back into place. But let's check it out and see. And then we'll draw one of the cards. Well, I guess it does okay, but it definitely is going to bow over time, for sure. So this would be a card stock that I would alternate how I shuffle. So maybe turn it face up and shuffle some of the time. But I'll draw a card and read the guidebook for whatever entry we pull. And we will go ahead and ask, what kind of readings are you, or you know what? We'll go ahead and ask what is a card that best describes your personality? I do think that this deck would be awkward for someone with smaller hands to shuffle. Demeter, feelings and emotions. So let's read the guidebook for this. So it starts with the name of the goddess and the feelings and emotion, or the keywords, sorry, feelings and emotions. And then there's like a little poem here, the mythology, the meaning of the card, a ritual suggestion. So it is a fair amount of text that goes with each card. And I will say, I haven't obviously worked with this yet, but I will say that I like this deck more than the Goddess and Sirens deck. Maybe not the quality of the cardstock, that is not great, but the artwork and the variety in the goddesses, as well as having those keywords right on the card. I, as we were flipping through, could see that there are definitely keywords that I would connect with here. So let's go ahead and read Demeter's entry. I felt it all, the rage, the anger, the joy, the happiness, the tearing, the anguish, and I searched for the middle ground, the sure path between what I felt and what I did with it. Then I shed the skins, the layers that built up, when the feelings aren't voiced, aren't heard, aren't acknowledged. By giving my feelings their rightful place, I keep myself far from the intensity, immensity, sheer density, and cost of emotion. Mythology, Demeter, pronounced Demeter, whose name means doorway of the mysterious feminine, was worshipped as the great goddess long before the patriarchal Greeks conquered the goddess-worshipping peoples of what is now Greece and imposed their Olympian male-dominated pantheon. As great goddess Demeter is only known for the founding of agriculture, instituting the social order, and for her mystery rites at Eleusis, one fine spring day, Demeter's daughter Persephone was captured by Hades, the god of the underworld. Demeter, in her grief and emotional trauma, withdrew her life force from the earth, and winter came. Zeus persuaded Hades to return Persephone to Demeter, to trick Persephone into staying with him, for no one could return from the underworld having eaten the food of the dead. Hades gave Persephone a pomegranate, and she ate 6 seeds. Therefore, she was allowed to return to Demeter for 6 months of the year. The other 6 she spends with Hades in the underworld. The meaning of the card. Demeter has come to light your way through the dark and challenging labyrinth of feelings and emotions. It is time to nurture wholeness by accepting, acknowledging, and expressing your feelings. Feelings are what you feel. Emotions are your reaction to your feelings. Feelings left unexpressed build up and can create disease, for they take up space inside and keep healthy energy from flowing. Perhaps as a child, your feelings and you weren't heard. Therefore, you needed to give them more energy in order to get any sort of response. Perhaps you fear your emotions and or your feelings will render you too vulnerable, overwhelm you, or take you to places from which you won't be able to return. Demeter says the more you learn to accept and acknowledge your feelings, the less time you will spend in emotional turmoil and the more energy you will have to live life. The more you will learn to accept and honor your feelings, the safer it will become to express them. Ritual suggestions. Saying what is so. Find a time and a place that is appropriate for you. Saying what is so can be done alone in privacy in the aftermath of incidents that give rise to feelings or emotions, or right in the moment. Take a deep breath and connect with yourself. Breathe into all the cells of your body. Inhale and exhale through your skin. Take the time to feel present and focused in your body. Then open and ask, what am I feeling? Listen for an answer. If one doesn't bubble up, then ask, am I angry, happy, sad, joyful, nervous, upset, fearful, etc.? Ask your body to speak. If you have a stiff neck, you might ask your neck what it is feeling. State what you feel. I feel angry, I feel upset, I feel hurt, and so on. You may want to say it over and over to yourself. This is the core of saying what is so, getting in touch with the feeling and stating it clearly. Sometimes our feelings aren't so easy to discern. You may want to relive an incident and unravel the feeling associated with it. Sometimes we have a sense that everything is not right, a sort of unsettledness. Unraveling that sensation and getting to the core of the feeling helps to dissipate the emotional charge. For example, saying I feel angry or I feel fear keeps the feeling from escalating into emotion. And that is my flip through of the Goddess Oracle deck and book set by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. You can find this and all the decks you see on my social media in the link tree in my bio. And thank you so much for watching.